Hey everybody, welcome back to Wise Up. So tonight we have part two of Dry Bar Comedy. Again, I have absolutely no idea who these people are, so if you do know and you have seen these comedians before, feel free to comment down below and tell me who they are. I forgot to mention in my last video, you guys should tell me down below if you are a teacher or have seen some funny exchanges in classes or really just anywhere. You should tell me, um, involving a teacher, that is, you should tell me what your stories are. I would absolutely love to hear them. It would make me laugh, it would make my day, and I will be featuring um, some of the funny stories in my other videos as we go and I get more comments. I will start reading them. Anyways, feel free to leave me a like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what I should react to next. I'm sorry, my hair's a mess. Tell me what I should react to next, and let's go ahead and get into it.
For 1 year of my life, I was a kindergarten teacher, and no one tells you this. When you work with kindergartners, all you're doing is domesticating wild animals. That is all you're doing. That is it. I had a kid eat his own boogers and stare at me. Do you know what that feels like? Ugh. You know what it feels like to watch a serial killer happen in front of you? Just to watch little Dexter put all the pieces of the puzzle together. He's like looking into my soul as he's eating his own boogers. With the confidence of Liam Neeson in the movie Taken, just... He's got a special set of skills. Taste bud's not in that set of skills. Clearly, I can tell by the way you're wolfing those things off your finger. I thought it was a self-correcting problem. I was like, you know what, bro? You eat those and you see what happens. Then he goes back for another round. I'm like, called my bluff. Good for you. Look at that. The buffet is open, I guess. We do not share. Like, yeah, you just think I was just in over my head. Some of you parents know you have a kid that shouldn't have been going to school at 6 years old. They weren't housebroken yet. You know that. You know that. You know which ones you are. You'd send your kids to school with an extra set of clothes.
Okay, I never had to send my kid with an extra change of clothes. However, he is right. It is like domesticating wild animals. Okay, my son is now a little bit older, but he was in kindergarten not too long ago. And I kept getting told by his teacher that this kid, for no apparent reason, kid wasn't doing anything to him. Kid was actually behind him. Doesn't seem to be a problem there. They're even waiting in line to go inside for school to start. For absolutely no apparent reason. My kid had been minding his own business. He gets a sudden urge, turns around and slaps the other kid. He got in trouble by both me and teacher. But they asked him, they're like, what made you do that? You know, were you mad at him? Or my kid had absolutely no clue. He goes, I don't know. Like, do you not like him? And he's like, no, he's my friend. Well, then why did you smack him? I felt like it. Kids have such impulses at such a young age. They range from hitting to eating their boogers to just so much. And I think it's the best thing ever that he at least called them what they are. Yes, children that age, including mine, wild animals. That is what they are. They have to be trained to be in society. At least, act like they can behave in society. That's the whole point of being a parent. Anyways, ugh. Oh, that kid eating boogers is just...
That's rude. Don't do that. That's rude. Because that's a mindset. You look at your kid and you're like, there is no way this kid goes 6 hours, same pants. That is not going to happen. It's never happened so far. And there's also no way I'm going over there to change those pants. That's not going to happen either. Let's let that 22-year-old with $40,000 in student loan debt and questioning his life, let's let him do that. Let's break his spirit day one. Let's show him what reality is like.
Break his spirit day one.
Because I didn't know I was going to have to do that. Change kids' pee pants. I didn't know. First day of school, I'm just standing there. This kid comes up and he goes like, I peed in my pants. And I was like, that ain't going to get you girls, bro. You're going to want to work on that. Your game is weak. If I were you, I'd go lay on that beanbag chair back there. It's absorbent. You'll absorb it all. Just 5 minutes on the front, rotate, 5 minutes on the back. You're probably good. Then it dawned on me, I gotta go change this kid's pants. I've never done that. I've never changed a kid's pants. Before I walk in the bathroom, I'm like, don't tell anybody about this. I don't know, that may have been harsh. That's maybe not what I want to say right now. I don't want that getting echoed to your parents. We went to the bathroom, he told me not to say anything about it. No! Now it needs context. Tell everybody. You know what, don't tell it. I don't know what to do. I just want you to forget about this even happening. So we go in there and I'm like, urinal protocol, bro. You stare at the wall, I stare at that wall, we don't make eye contact. That's what we're doing right now. I want you to lock in on that tile like a fighter pilot. No side eye either, weirdo. We're not doing that game. So then I got like, grabbed like the side of his sweats. I'm like pulling him down, and as soon as they get like mid-thigh level, this monster throws his hands above his head and just starts leaning into like, there we go. Yeah, just swinging. What are you doing, Magic Mike? Are you kidding me right now? Just go burn my eyes out of my head. It's ridiculous. Every single day, my first day in this classroom, I'm writing my name on the whiteboard. I wrote Mr. I got through the first letter of my first name, B, and this kid in the back of the room just goes, yo, what's up, Mr. Butt Nugget? Just screamed that at me. He screamed butt nugget at me. In a room full of 6-year-olds. I'll tell you one thing, comedically, he was destroying. Like, I was impressed. I was like, how are you gonna open on a standing ovation? Is that what you're gonna do right now? What are you gonna close on? Because butt nuggets is hilarious, and you cannot discipline a kid while you're laughing. That doesn't happen. They know they beat you. I was at the whiteboard just trying to hold it together, just going. Don't laugh, it shows weakness. These monsters feed on weakness. Because I did not take Intro to Butt Nugget in college, all right? I didn't see that elective, so I just had to wing it. I was like, oh, okay. All right. Okay. Well. We do not talk like that in this classroom. And this kid just confidently leans back and goes, really? Why not? Butt's not a bad word, and neither is nugget. Dang it! How are you now gonna throw a logical argument back at me? Ridiculous. One day this kid goes, yo, Mr. B, why are you so sweaty right now? Thank you, appreciate that one, thanks. Yeah, good question. I'm having what's called an anxiety attack right now. Because I just realized I don't know how to spell receive on the whiteboard. That's what's happening right now. Yeah. Too many vowels in that word, all right? I's, E's, more E, a C that sounds like an S in there somewhere. I'm not sure if you guys know this, but there is no autocorrect on a whiteboard, okay? That is no replacements every single time. You can't just be like, there's 3 letters, you figure it out. I quit teaching because of the word unnecessary. That is why I retired from education. Try to spell that word puzzle freehand. You gotta take a nap halfway through it. I was like, it is why is there a C in this word? I'm gonna factor a Y out. You know what? Who wants to take a nap right now? Let's do that.
Oh my gosh.
Let's a ridiculous year. My favorite day, though, this is the elementary school Super Bowl for the teachers. It's school picture day, by a mile. School picture day, greatest day ever. Because every kid shows up on school picture day like a train wreck. They dress as if bomb raid sirens were going off, and they barely escaped. They look like their mom kicked in their bedroom door that morning like, get out of bed and put this tiny sweater vest on! But I have to take a shower. There's no time for showers! Move, 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 move! Now run to school with this humongous envelope full of nothing but change. Like, what? Trust me, none of you in this room, none of you have ever looked at a little headshot you got at 8 years old from school and thought, yup, nailed it! Oh, I'm so glad I wore that Ninja Turtle sweatshirt that morning. Just covered in SpaghettiO stains. Hot look. Like a young Timberlake right there. That's... But here's who I blame for it after watching it happen. The photographer at the school. That person's a monster. Because they know where this ends for them. These kids, they know where it ends. They could stop it from happening. Last line of defense. They didn't even try. These evil human beings will look at these train wrecks through a camera lens and just go, yes! I'm so glad you wore a turtleneck shirt. Those never go out of style. How'd you know that? Oh yeah, you tucked that shirt into your jeans. Right into the elastic band of that acid wash. You tuck that shirt in. Oh my God, do you have a rat tail haircut right now? You put that down the front. What are you, crazy? Chest out. Be proud of that furry little tail. That looks like you have a ferret riding shotgun in your life. Let's be honest, that's a rare look. We're gonna have my assistant put some colorful beads in that thing real quick. Because that's gonna comment the neon lasers we're gonna fire through the background of this picture. Oh yeah, your mom checked that box. Because she's awesome, all right? You know what, let's go big in this picture. Do this pose for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Oh, and a bonus feature for you, in the background of your picture, we're also gonna put another picture of you whimsically looking off into the distance for no reason, like you're about to start singing in The Sound of Music. Ah.
I always hated school.
Because I've been doing stand-up comedy full-time for the past 4 years, but prior to that, I was a high school teacher. Yeah. No, don't clap. I quit. I got out. I quit. People always ask me, man, did you leave because of stand-up comedy? Did you leave because of stand-up comedy? I'm always like, no. I left because I got tired of driving to work every day wishing the building was on fire. Because I taught for 12 years, you know. First year was rough. I was a substitute. Oof. The substitute teacher is the worst, right? Especially that first day, you know. Walking to class, kids all in my face. You ain't no real teacher. You ain't no real teacher, son. Because if you were, you wouldn't be crying. I couldn't argue, right?
You guys, shout out to all the teachers. Yo, they got nerves of steel. Y'all have nerves of steel. Especially when you have to show patience. And I say you have nerves of steel because I promise you, a room full of any grade, and they would be getting on my last nerve so fast. I think I could only handle being a substitute teacher. Just so I only had to do it for a day or two at a time. Man, I don't think I could do it all year long. I barely handled 2. They're mine.
Then I was a history teacher. That's what went to school as a history teacher. I used to forget things all the time, so that didn't work out. And then I became the school's in-school suspension teacher. Oh, that was strange. Because you just sit in your classroom and you wait for kids to show up. I remember one time the principal escorted a kid to my room. He said, Mr. Baxter, this is Derek. Derek's been making cat noises in class. He's not on his medication today. We're gonna leave him here with you as a safety precaution.
Wait, hold up. You should be going home.
Well, what about my safety, man?
Yeah.
I'm not a cat whisperer. I ain't got no litter box underneath my desk. It's a safety issue.
Cats are
Don't
evil,
worry
man.
about it. Then he just left. First of all, if it's a safety issue and you're the principal, you should be doing something about it. You should be standing in front of the school with a list of all the kids on medication. You on your meds today? No? Get the heck back on the bus.
Yes.
We can't take you today. They're scared of you in there. Sat in this room with Catboy all day. First hour, he didn't want to do any work. He's at the pencil shop and they're just staring at me. And I was terrified because he had no pencil in his hand. He was like, so of course I go, are you all right? Are you okay? He said, I'm trying to be good so I can go back to class. I said, man, I don't think you can go back to class. He said, why not? I said, because you were making cat noises, man. Once you make cat noises, you don't go back to the general population. He said, well, can't you say something to the principal? I was like, say what? You think I can just call the principal up and be like, hey, he's purring now. Can I send this crazy behind back to you? I said, no, man, you got to sit down. He didn't like that. He hissed at me. I don't know if you've ever been hissed at by a 14-year-old. It was terrifying. I knew I was nervous because I moved the stapler a little bit closer to me. I said, I will staple the heck out of this cat if I have to. I'm a dog man anyway. So I knew this kid was going to be a problem. He didn't like it. Just eyeing me the whole time. 20 minutes later, another kid kicks open my door. Got kicked out of his class for wearing pajamas to school. Right? He's all upset. He's like, you know what I'm saying? You're crazy, yo. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't.
You know what? I don't agree with that because I never dressed that way going to school. I was always the girl that, like, I never did an excessive amount of makeup or anything, and I dressed fairly conservatively, but it's like I always had jeans and a leather jacket, or at least a really nice jacket. And if it was warmer, I'd be wearing a tank top or a dress, something like that. But I was always fairly dressed up when it came to school. So the pajamas I don't necessarily get. As a mom and an adult, though, it's like that some days. I mean, maybe they're just practicing for being an actual adult. Because, I know there are functioning members of society, and I'm one of them. But nobody's willing to admit on the days they don't have to go to work, they do sit in their pajamas for half the day. Yo, if y'all sit in your pajamas half the day when you don't have to go to work and you don't have to get up and there's literally nothing you really have to do, well, aside from keep your human beings alive, comment down below, because I know I'm not the only mom. I know I'm not the only person or parent to do that.
You know what made me laugh about this kid? He thought he was a tough guy. How you tough wearing pajamas? This dude had cornrows, Tupac shirt, SpongeBob pajamas, right? SpongeBob.
different.
He's like, yo, this is crazy, yo, for real. Why they kick me out of class for wearing pajamas? I didn't know the answer to his question. So I said what a lot of teachers say when we don't know the answer to the question. I said, why do you think
Yes, I said
they
that to
kicked
my
you out of
kids.
class for wearing pajamas? He goes, well, as soon as he goes, well, Catboy loses his mind. You can't wear pajamas because they're afraid your pencil might pop out.
What the heck? Hold up.
You can't wear pajamas because they're afraid your pencil might pop out. And I wanted to yell at him for saying it, but my instinct was like, that's a pretty good answer.
I know, it's hilarious too.
A pencil might pop out. I thought it was funny for about 30 seconds. Then I got nervous. I said, what if his pencil does pop out? I don't got a backup plan for that. No teacher does. Because it's not like an iPhone. You can't look at the kid and say, hey, either put that away or I'll take it, right? I'll put it in the desk with the other pencils I collect.
Oh my gosh. Ah, guys, I needed that laugh. Oh, I was laughing so hard the whole time. If you guys have any funny stories from when you were in school, any good comebacks that either you or your really good friend or maybe your children have said, because I know my daughter says them all the time. She actually likes the Disney quote comebacks. Um, my son asked, my son asked her, "Hey, can I have this toy?" And she had originally answered, just a few minutes. And he said, okay. And he was patient and he waited. And then a few minutes later, he was starting to get impatient because, he's only 6. And he looks at her and he goes, "May I please have my toy?" She whips around and she goes, "When a woman says later, she really means not ever," and walks off. Guys, this girl is only 3 years old. I'm terrified of when she's going to be 14, 16 years old, like the students were in this story. But oh my gosh, she's going to have some amazing comebacks for her teacher. If y'all have stories like that, or maybe even some better ones, feel free to comment it down below. I would love to read your guys' stories, and as I get more comments and hilarious stories, I will start featuring them on my comedy reactions that I'm doing. Anyways, have fun until next time, guys. Thank you for joining me.